Begin with your next chapter, that is unit 4 under your cost accounting, that is overheads. Okay, so to begin with this particular chapter, you have your introduction. Now what is overhead? Overhead is nothing but it is defined as the aggregate of indirect materials. Okay, aggregate of indirect materials, indirect wages and indirect expenses. Materials, wages and indirect expenses. It refers to any cost which is not directly attributable to cost unit. Now overheads, you've already studied this particular topic in your cost sheet also as to what is overhead. Now overhead consists of two products. One is relating to the product and other is relating to the facilities and services, okay, which is maintained for earnings of the organization. Now it is a group of expenses. Overhead is a group of expenses which are not identifiable with cost. Okay, these are not taken into consideration with cost. Now, but all included generally for manufacturing and selling activities of the organization and can be apportioned and absorbed by the cost unit. This can only be absorbed by the cost unit but cannot be calculated with the cost directly. Now, next is the meaning of overheads. What is the meaning of overhead? Overhead is nothing but it is an aggregate of indirect materials, indirect wages and indirect expenses. Overheads are of general nature. Their benefits cannot be attached with particular cost unit, therefore they have to be apportioned among the cost at equitable basis. Okay, now you also have a definition of overhead, that is according to Eric L. Kohler. It says any cost of doing business other than direct cost of output is of product or service. Okay, it is basically your cost which you are incurring except for anything out of business. Okay, it could be for a product or service, is known as overhead. You have various other definitions also. You can select the definition as per your choice and your convenience. Next, again we have a definition as per W.M. Harper, that is overheads are cost of an which do not result solely from the existence of individual cost unit. Basically overheads are also cost which do not. Next, you have classification of overhead. Now, what is the classification of overhead? Classification is defined as CIMA. As per defined as CIMA, the arrangement of items in a logical groups having regard to their nature, that is subjective classification, or the purpose to be fulfilled, that is objective classification. In other words, classification is the process of arranging items into groups according to their degree of similarity. Based on their degree of similarity, you are arranging the items into groups. Okay, now accurate classification of all items is actually a prerequisite to any form of cost analysis. Now what is the classification? Classification could be on the basis of function, on the basis of elements and on the basis of behavior. Let's see what is it according to the basis of function. According to the basis of function, you have your factory overhead. Now you all know what are the factory costs, whatever the factory overhead, whether it is factory cost, factory lighting, factory expenditure, all of these factory you've already known this in your cost sheet as to how we classify your different expenses. That is your factory overhead, you have your administration overhead, you have your selling and distribution, how we classify the different costs into different overheads. So with this you will know what is factory overhead. All the factory costs will come under this particular heading, right? Now next is your administration overhead, whether it is selling or whether anything related to your office and expenses, all of this comes under your selling and comes under your administration. Selling and distribution, all your advertisement, okay, what is the salary to the salesman, your advertisement, publicity, market research, all of this comes under your selling and distribution, selling overhead and distribution overhead. Research and development, any information which is given regarding your research and development will also come under your heading, that is research and development. Next is classification according to element. Classification according to element is of three types again: indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses. Your indirect materials are basically those things which cannot be defined or identified in the production. It could be fuel, small tools or etc. Then indirect labor is basically the labor wherein you are keeping someone which is indirect. They are not directly contributing towards your workforce. It could be a storekeeper, for example, and it is an indirect cost which is also involved. Next, you have indirect expenses. Indirect expenses are basically those which cannot be directly associated with cost, but they are absorbed by cost units. Example, you have your training and development, you have your depreciation, you have your machinery and building, etc. Next, you have a classification on basis of behavior. We saw one basis of functions, on the basis of elements, and next is on the basis of behavior. On the basis of behavior, you have your fixed overhead and variable overhead. Fixed overhead is what? Something which is fixed, right? It does not keep fluctuating from time here and there. Okay, for example, you have your rent, you have your salary, wherein the fluctuation remains constant, it is remaining unaffected. Whereas your variable overhead is basically no matter what, you continuously the charges keep fluctuating. Suppose there is an increase in the fuel price, okay, you cannot help it, you have to end up paying a higher amount itself. So for example, you have power, fuel, lighting, repair, maintenance, etc., which comes under your variable overhead. Now you have a graphical presentation for your fixed and your variable overheads. Now this is the graphical representation wherein you have your x-axis and your y-axis, wherein it shows what is the variable cost and in which direction your variable cost and your total cost is moving. Okay. Next you have your fixed or semi-variable overhead, wherein it is representing the x-axis and the y-axis, when it is showing you how a partly fixed and partly variable overhead, that is, it is remaining constant up to a particular level, and again it is varying where there are necessary variations up to a particular level from one level to another level. These are the graph for your just to know. Okay, this is nothing like just a presentation of the following fixed and variable cost. The next is the method of classification of semi-variable cost and fixed and variable cost. Now what is the semi-variable? First is the graphical method, wherein you're plotting a graph and showing an x-axis and y-axis, and you're showing as to what is the amount of expenditure, how is the fixed cost there, and how is the variable cost continuously fluctuating on various points at the axis. Next, you have simultaneous equations. Simultaneous equations, I think you are all well versed with your algebraic equations, like how you put a straight line equation like y is equal to mx plus c, or a is equal to bc into, you can form your own equations and you can calculate your variations as per the following. Next, you have high and low method. High and low method is nothing but when you're taking your low levels of output, whether it is the highest level of output or whether it is the lowest level of output, and how you're calculating the difference and how you're arriving at the variable cost in order to compute your total cost. Next is the least square method. Least square method is nothing but it is a statistical tool when you're using straight line equation. Okay, when you're seeing what is the best equation you can use in order to solve the particular problem. Now under this particular method, you have the mean of volume and the mean of cost that are computed. The deviation in the volume x and the mean deviation the y are the mean computed. Okay, x and y equations are taken into consideration. Based on this, you formulate an equation, and based on which you calculate your solution to the particular problem. Next, you have documents for collection of overheads. Okay, these are the necessary documents. You do not have to go in depth of all of these. You will just have to know what are the basic documents which are taken into consideration. Your stores requisition in the sense, like suppose you're bringing into raw materials, right? What are the prices at which you're bringing, and how are you maintaining all of these? For example, you have your indirect material like soap, you have your grease, brushes, etc. How are you bringing these into consideration, and how are they maintaining in the stores ledger? Next is your invoices, how you're making your invoices, your journals, how you're making your payments, whether you're issuing checks. Okay, next is your cash book, how you're maintaining your cash book or your cash ledger, whether you're recording each and every expense in the cash book or not. Next is your wages analysis book, whether the wages are given, how are the wages given. Suppose if I am giving a labor a wage of 5,000 rupees, I will have to take a signature of the worker saying that he has received that particular amount. So you will also have to keep a record of wages analysis book, other registers and reports, journal entries, and collection registers. Okay, after which you have your accounting and control of manufacturing overheads. Now accounting and control of manufacturing overheads is nothing but the objective of overhead accounting is to ascertain the cost of production. Now these are the following steps, that is estimation and collection, what is the cost allocation, apportionment, reapportionment, and absorption. This is very important. That is the following steps of accounting production. Firstly, you are going to go about with departmentalization, classification and collection of overhead, allocation and appointment of overhead. Fourth step is distribution of overheads to production and service centers. Okay, redistribution of service cost center expenses to the department using the service till expenses are distributed over the production centers. Okay, step 6 is absorption of overheads by production unit. This is a very, very, very important topic. It could be asked in your theory. Now what is departmentalization? Departmentalization is nothing but your division of work, right? Division of work, wherein you're dividing your work. It could be various departments. It could be various departments, like you have your HR department, finance department, you have your stores, you have your how you maintain your spare parts, your machinery, and all of that, right? Next is your classification and collection. Classification and collection is basically how you're maintaining your invoices, your stores ledger, your wages ledger, and various other journal entries, like how we looked into your earlier thing. right? You have your collection register, you have your cash book, all of these, how you are maintaining, how you are classifying and how you're collecting. Now you have your allocation and your process of identification of overheads also. Now basically this is the basis of appointment, and this is the items of expenditure. This is for you to know it. Okay, now you will have your capital value. Based on that, you will have your depreciation and insurance on all assets. Now for your floor area, you will have rent, rate, taxes, maintenance of building, and all of these things. Value of materials, it could be material handling. Number of employees, it could be the expenses which are associated, the supervision, you have to give them training and development. Next is your horsepower. It could be nothing but power, right? Whatever the power or the electricity which is generated and used in the organization. Next is the number of material requisition, that is storekeeping expenses. Direct machine or direct labor hours wages, that is overhead expenses, like how you are classifying. Okay, this is the basis of appointment and this is how you are classifying. This is your collection. Okay, this is your collection and this is how you are classifying and you are maintaining your items of expenditure. Next, you will have your distribution. Now, how is your distribution? Distribution based on how you're distributing your overheads to production and service center. Either it could be primary distribution or either it could be secondary distribution. Now, under this, you will have your direct distribution method, you have your step method, and you have your reciprocal service method. Okay, now after which you will have your allocation of overheads. Allocation means what? Allocating, that is you are distributing, right? Allocation means allotment of the entire item of cost to the cost centers or the cost unit. The nature of expenses can be easily identified or allocated to the cost center. For example, salary paid to the office staff is allocated to administration department. See, now for example, you have your college also. Now college in college you will have your administration, right? You will have your administration wherein they will be responsible of collecting your fees and giving your scholarships and giving the teacher's salary. So you are allocating, you are presenting different departments wherein you're giving each and every responsibility to department wise. Then next one is apportionment of overheads. You're apportioning, right? That is allotment of proportions of item to cost centers or cost units is called as apportionment. Okay, basically wherein to maintain that particular department, you will give them some certain amount of money for their maintenance and for their charges. That is apportionment, means you are allotting the money. Okay, next is you have your principles of apportionment, that is use of service, survey or analysis, and ability to pay. Now use of service is nothing but how you are going to the overhead, how it should be apportioned on the basis of use received by a particular department. Now you are going to give certain amount of money to that particular department as to how they are going to maintain the department, whether they have to purchase stationery or whether they have to purchase ledger or attendance register to maintain your students' names, whether they have to check whether each and every student has paid fees or not. So how they are using that particular amount. Next is survey or analysis. Survey or analysis is basically how you are going to supervise the department. Therein in the existing condition, suppose there are two departments, that is X and Y. X is 60% and Y is 40%, and how they are going to be proportioned on that particular basis. Okay, how you are going to conduct a survey and how you are going to apportion the salary between the two departments in the 60-40 ratio. This is just an example. Next is ability to pay. Ability to pay is the apportionment based on the ability to pay, whether the organization has the ability to pay, whether they will be proportionate to charge for the services, whether they will be able to give good quality services, and whether they will be able to maintain their departments in that particular price, or they have to increase the price. Next is the primary overhead distribution summary. It is just giving you a classification. Now these are the items of expenses and these are the basis of apportionment. These are the things that will come under different heads. Okay, after which you have your secondary overhead distribution summary. Secondary overhead distribution summary is nothing but wherein you have your various production departments, wherein you are calculating your percentage of services on the equal basis, and this is called as secondary overhead distribution summary. Okay, the following three methods may be used on reciprocal distribution, that is repeated distribution and simultaneous equation method. Okay, now repeated distribution is nothing but this method consists of closing and reopening the department service account by successive distribution. Okay, continuously successive distribution they are giving. Okay, they are closing one department and opening the other departmental account successively on a continuation basis. Simultaneously is what? In this method, the total overhead cost of each service department is expressed in the form of algebraic equation, like how we saw there. Okay, X is equal to or A plus B or plus y or anything as such, how you are forming algebraic equations in order to solve the particular problem. Now with this algebraic equation, they are using the help of percentage distribution at a service cost. Now these simultaneous equations should be used to arrive at the result. You're using like how we used in the algebra, like suppose if x is given and y is not given, right? Suppose x is 5, y is you do not know, so you will form an equation and based on the information which is given to you, and you will also find y. You will find x, then you will find y, you will substitute the value and you will find y also. So similarly you will arrive at the cost. So next we will be starting off with your problems of your chapter 4, that is your overheads. Okay, thank you so much.